And in the Impact segment tonight, very troubling racially charged crime in Virginia that may have had Trayvon Martin implications. In Norfolk, Dave Forster and Marjon Rostami, reporters for the Virginia-Pilot newspaper, were driving along when they were attacked by a mob of African-American men at a stoplight. Their vehicle was stoned, they were assaulted. But the Pilot newspaper didn't report the crime for 2 weeks. And police have not charged anybody. Joining us now from Virginia Beach, Dave Parker, radio talk show host on WNIS. So do I have the story right, Mr. Parker?
Basically, and there are two aspects to this story you just covered in both, Bill. One is the act itself. 100 people walking down a sidewalk. About 30 of them broke off, attacked this couple, both of whom, of course, work for the Virginia-Pilot. The woman was pulled by her hair, punched in the face. So there's that aspect of the story. And then the other aspect that people are furious about, and of course they're upset about the other aspect as well, but the one we've heard the most about is why in the world did our community not find out about this for 2 weeks? And Bill, the way we found out about this was not on the front page, was not above the fold where it should have been, because this is a safety issue. This is a security issue in our community. But instead of that, the way we found out about it was 2 weeks after the event in an op-ed piece on a Tuesday. We can't find any explanation for that whatsoever.
Well, here's what the paper says. The paper says, number one, the police filed this as a simple assault. Okay? So
right.
in the
Correct.
paper's eyes, this doesn't warrant coverage, a simple assault. Number two, the paper says the reporters didn't want it reported, which shouldn't matter at all. I mean, if you're a newspaper or television organization, it's a story, you report the story. Here's why that doesn't wash, and this is what I think happened. You have this mob that attacked them. That's dangerous, and that's a story. Whenever you have a racially charged mob, that's a big story. It looks to me like
Sure.
the Pilot is politically correct and didn't want to get in the middle of the racial aspect. I don't know the Pilot, but I believe it's a liberal paper, correct?
They do tend to lean that way at times in their op-ed pieces.
Because they came after me when I reported on Virginia Beach's mayor sanctuary citying illegal aliens. The paper was pretty vicious toward me. Okay, so I said, okay. But anyway, here, the 911 call made by the female reporter, Ms. Rostami, right. Harrowing. It's a harrowing call. And not only that, but people in the neighborhood, Mr. Parker, went on television and said this. Roll the tape.
You by yourself, or if you're not from around here, or you don't know anybody around here, you're a target. Automatically.
And then with all that Trayvon Martin stuff going on, a lot of dumb stuff is happening. People are reacting on different races for dumb stuff, you know. So, you know, it could be related to that, or it could be people just want to act stupid.
Now, tell me, you live there. Is there a racial problem in the Tidewater area? I mean, you got a big racial problem there?
Well, I think that since we're part of America, there is a racial problem here. And that's the big concern that our listeners had today, that if these racial roles were reversed, that this would be a huge national story, that all of the individuals that were down in Sanford, Florida, would be here in Virginia Beach and Norfolk. So, you know, that's certainly a concern. And the part that doesn't wash with the editor in the newspaper is that at 11:30 today, he put out a statement saying, well, the police only said it was simple assault. That doesn't wash at all, as you said, because he would have been the very first person to know what the details of this story are.
Because it was
his very own employees.
Right, and they had to take a week off. They couldn't come in because they were all beat up.
That's right.
And we asked Finley, we asked him to come in here. He's hiding under his desk. Did you ask him to come on your radio program to explain what happened?
Not yet, but I do tomorrow. I do have Dave Forster. He was the individual who, now at one point, you know, a rock was thrown at his car. He was there, and both of them are white. He gets out. He admits that was a huge mistake.
Yes.
And it was at that point that things went downhill very, very rapidly. But I will have him on the air tomorrow. He does want me to convey to you that he didn't hear any racial slurs against him. But yes, the crowd was all black.
Look, we'll get him on the Factor tomorrow night.
Okay.
I hope he'll come on. He can convey it to the national and international audience himself. But the bottom line in here is this. It looks like this was a race deal. And that's what the witnesses say, that if you're in that neighborhood and they don't know you, you better watch your butt. And number two, that the big newspaper that serves your community knew about it and covered it up. This is crazy. You can't have this stuff.
And Bill, the key word you just used there was serve. Part of that service to the community, because of the resources and the trust that they have here, is about safety. Now, our community should have known about this 2 weeks ago. We just found out yesterday.
Right. All right, we're going to continue reporting the story. Mr. Parker, thanks very much for your time. We appreciate it.